guys. Sorry if my camera quality looks like I'm filming inside of somebody's asshole because it's so shitty, but this iPhone is gonna have to do for right now. This video is going to be my labor and delivery story, or as I like to call it, the time I almost fucking died. I felt like I was gonna be up in the heavens with Jesus, but I'm still here, so obviously I didn't die. So this day started off real normal. I just went to work. I was feeling kind of crampy, but then again, I was feeling Braxton Hicks for like a whole month. And that whole month I was like, am I in labor? Am I in labor? Like every little pinch that I felt in my body, I was like, bitch, I'm in labor. And everybody was like, no, you're just feeling Braxton Hicks. So when I was feeling what, I don't know, I guess was contractions this day, I was like, oh, you're not gonna get me this time, Braxton Hicks. Like, I'm not finna look like a dumb bitch no more talking about I'm in labor when I'm not in labor. So I just didn't say nothing. I go to work, whatever. I get home, and later on I went over to Ronald's house. No, Ronald is the father of my child, unfortunately. But I kid. I went over to Ronald's, and Ronald was like, you know what I heard? Well, me and Ronald was talking about this like prior to it. So he was like, sex brings on labor. Like if you have sex, then you're gonna go into labor. So I was like, you know what? I'm tired of being pregnant. And Ronald was asking for a long time. This day I was like, okay, I'm so tired of being pregnant. Like whatever, let's just try it and see if it works. So you know, whatever. Me and Ronald did the shaboom boom bang bang. And I would say maybe like 30 minutes later, what I was feeling earlier in the day, like it's severe to more, but it still wasn't what it was finna be later on in the story. Like in that moment I was like, oh man, this hurts so bad. But no bitch. Later on, as they started to get worse, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take my ass home and lay in my bed, because I still didn't think I was in labor. I was still like, you know what, I'm gonna go home and go to sleep because I'm not in labor. But I was telling Ronald, like, I'm still feeling a little bit of pain. So Ronald's mom was like, you know what, we should just go ahead and go to the hospital just in case you are in labor, just have them check you and see what's going on. And I wanted to see how many centimeters dilated I was, because when I went to my 35-week appointment, I was already a centimeter dilated, and now it was 38 weeks. So I was like, I feel like maybe I should be a little bit more dilated, but I still didn't think I was in labor. I still was like, this is gonna be a waste of my fucking time. I'm gonna get up. It's like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm wasting my life going to this hospital, but whatever, it's not my gas, so let's go. We get to the hospital. She checks me. The nurse checks me, and she's like, oh, you are 2.5 centimeters dilated. You're gonna be staying with us tonight. I felt like a dumb bitch, because the whole time I'm driving there, I was like, okay, but I mean, I'm not in labor, like, I don't care, whatever. And when we got there, she was like, oh yeah, you're gonna be staying here now. I was just like, oh, well, shut my mouth. So this had to be like the longest night of my fucking life. No, one of the longest nights of my fucking life. The next night when I was actually pushing was the longest night of my fucking life. But I don't know why I said it so angrily, because I'm actually really happy to have him. Like, I love my little baby so much. You guys will see him soon, but if you really want to see him that badly, you can just go follow me on Instagram. I will link my Instagram below, and you can go see his beautiful face. But anyways, after she told me I was going to be staying there, they moved me into a different room, which was going to be the room that I would be giving labor in. Let me just tell you guys, before I get into the rest of the story, that I wanted to do it completely natural. All I wanted was the laughing gas, because they said that it leaves your system after like 30 seconds after you take it off. After you take the mask off your face, it's going to leave your system once you breathe in regular oxygen. So I was like, you know what? I just want the laughing gas. I don't want any epidural. I don't want anything in my IV. I don't want any of that, because I just want to do natural. Like, my mom had all of her kids naturally except for my older brother. That was something that really inspired me. I was watching these hippie white bitches talk about how you need to breathe your baby down, and I was like, they're so inspirational. Like, I just wanted to be like them. So I was like, yes. Like, I was listening to my hypnobirthing shit, and I was just like, every contraction, I'm just gonna listen to what this hippie white bitch is telling me, because I need to be like her. I wasn't like her for too long, but you know, we're gonna get there. Everything's completely normal. The contractions are painful, but not like super severe painful. So I'm just, you know, listening to my hypnobirthing, breathing, whatever. And then once they started to get a little bit more severe, I told them to bring me the gas and air, laughing gas shit. When I first got that, it was helping a lot. Like, I was like, if this is it, like, I can definitely give birth naturally. But it it wasn't it. So this night was pretty long and everybody went to sleep. Like around 1 a.m. everybody was fucking sleeping. My mama was sleeping, Ronald was sleeping, Ronald mama was sleeping, but guess who wasn't asleep? This bitch wasn't asleep because I was having contractions and I was like, how is everybody gonna go to sleep? Ain't nobody gonna be my moral support. Like, ain't nobody gonna sit here and like rub my back or nothing. Actually, Ronald did rub my back, but he fell asleep rubbing my back. So does that really count? I don't know. I did get to take a couple naps here and there and whatever the next morning came. And they were telling me that I couldn't eat. They were saying that I had to eat ice chips and these nasty ass sugar-free popsicles, and I wasn't with it. So I started having Ronald sneak me some powdered donuts. Because, mind you, I didn't think that I was going to be going into labor, so I didn't eat anything before I went to the hospital. I said, I'm going to come home, I'm going to finish my dinner, and that's going to be that I'm going to go back to bed. But they kept me there, so I looked stupid because I didn't eat nothing, so I was hungry as fuck. I'm telling Ronald, I don't care if they said I can't eat. Like, I'm so hungry, just start giving me powdered donuts. I'm eating the donuts, whatever. I eat one of the donuts. One of the nurses comes in while I'm chewing on this powdered donut. Oh no, like, I'm not finna get caught up in this situation. So I just started licking my lips, and I still had the donut in my mouth when she was talking to me. So I wasn't speaking when she was asking me questions. I was just nodding my head and shaking my head. And then Ronald asked, hey, she's pretty hungry, can she get something to eat now? And the nurse was like, oh, that shouldn't be a problem. Let me go ask your doctor. So she left, and I still didn't open, I didn't care if she said, oh, that shouldn't be a problem. What if it is a problem? I'm not opening my mouth. But they actually did bring me something to eat later on. The day is going on, and still I'm progressing very slowly. I think I was only at like 3 or 4 centimeters now, and like that whole night had gone by, and a bitch didn't progress none. I was still at like 4 centimeters. I was starting to get really depressed at this time. I didn't even eat that nasty ass breakfast. All I did was drink the orange juice, and I think I ate because I don't eat hospital eggs. Like, I do not trust hospital eggs. I think I ate the biscuit, and that was it. And I drank the orange juice. I'm gonna just fast forward to when shit started getting really real, because in between there, it's just like me just being pissed off that I'm not progressing really. The laughing gas is starting to not really help as much as it was before. Shit's starting to get really real for me, and I'm like, I can do this. I can do this. I stopped listening to the hypnobirthing shit. I was like, fuck them. They lied. This still hurts. I'm listening to you. I'm trying to take you in. I'm trying to breathe and all that shit that they were saying to do, but I was still in pain. And they said that I would not be in pain because I was watching the videos, and them bitches was just chilling. Like, they was in labor and they was just chilling, and that's how I thought I was gonna be, but I wasn't just chilling. So I'm gonna fast forward to when like the first really painful contraction hit me. I had my little mask on, whatever. I was like, whew, I was still breathing pretty good even though I was in a lot of pain. And let me tell you, when this first bad contraction hit me, like the worst one yet, I was breathing and I just started screaming into the mask, and I like sat up. And everybody was like looking at me like, is this bitch okay? Because I started screaming into the mask because I was really like, that hurt. So I'm gonna scream. From here on out, it's just me screaming. I'm screaming every contraction from here on out. I'm just doing this for like what felt like hours. And then one of the nurses came in to check me, and she's like, oh, you're only at 5 centimeters. You're at about 5.5 centimeters. So I'm like, fuck, like, I feel like I've been doing this forever. Like, I feel like I've been in pain forever, but still I'm like, I'm beast. I'm not getting no epidural. I'm beast. I'm not getting nothing in my IV. I'm gonna take this laughing gas. I'm gonna be beast. But I wasn't later on. I got that damn epidural. I'm gonna just tell you right now, I got the epidural. So, as time goes on, as shit starts to become a blur, to be honest, because I felt like I was delusional. Like, I felt like time started to mesh together. Like, I don't even know how to explain it really, because I feel like time was going by so slowly, but then everything went by so fast at the same time. Like, I don't know. Now it's dark in the room, because before the sun was out. Now the sun's like pretty much gone. The sun is setting, because I remember it was pretty dark in the room and they had to have the light overhead on me. Ronald was trying to be moral support, but he wasn't really. But he was, at least I'll give him points for faking like he was trying to be moral support, but he really wasn't trying to be moral support, because people kept telling him, what the fuck? People had to keep telling Ronald to talk to me. But like I told y'all, I mean, Ronald ain't shit, so I don't care. Ronald's like, whatever, just breathe. And I'm like, you just breathe. How about I stab you in the fucking balls? And I'd be like, oh, what? I just stabbed you in the balls? Well, just breathe. All honesty, though, I really appreciated him for being there, holding my hand and whatever, because I was squeezing the fuck out of his hand. The nurse comes in again and checks me, and this bitch said I was at 6 centimeters. And I started bawling, crying, because I was like, no, there's what the fuck? There's no possible fucking way that I'm at 6 centimeters, because I feel like I've been here for 3 days. I feel like I done died. Jesus. I just started crying because I didn't know what the problem was. And I just said, you know what? I don't want to give birth anymore. Just cut him out of my body at this point. I started having anxiety attacks. I have really bad anxiety, and I just started hyperventilating, and I could not breathe, and I had that mask to my face, and I was not letting that shit go. I was breathing in. I don't want to breathe no oxygen. Fuck real oxygen. Fuck this shit right here. I just wanted to breathe in the laughing gas, because I said I'm not laughing yet, so maybe I'm not getting enough. I'm gonna fast forward to when I just broke, and I was just like, you know what? Just go ahead and put something in my IV. I don't want an epidural, just to help me out a little bit. So they put something in my IV, and apparently there's these people working on the roof across the street, and one just drove by, and he was driving by what the fuck? They put something in my IV that was not helping, and I kept telling them it's not helping. Why isn't it helping? I'm still in pain. I'm still in severe pain at that. It's not helping. So I was just laying down on the bed with the mask to my face, and apparently you're not supposed to have the laughing gas after you get something in your IV. But that must have just been a shitty nurse, because she didn't tell me that, and I still had the mask. They switched out again, and I got a male nurse, and he was actually my favorite nurse. He was just so understanding, and he was actually the nurse that I got my epidural with, and he was the nurse that told me, you're not supposed to have this mask still while you have something in your IV, because it's just not a good combination. I don't remember this because I told y'all I was fucking delusional at this point. But I don't really remember, but they told me that Ronald's mom came over and tried to take the mask off my face, because I wasn't breathing in any air. So she tried to take it off my face, and I was just like, bitch, you thought, don't touch it. They said that I got stuck at 8 centimeters. So I made it to 8 centimeters, but a bitch said, you know what? I'm not even about this life. I don't know why I'm trying so hard. Well, actually, I do. I was trying so hard because I kept telling people that I wanted a natural birth, and they kept telling me oh, you're probably gonna make it to 4 or 5 centimeters and then give up and then get an epidural. Or I would tell people, and they would just look at me like I was crazy. And I didn't like that shit, because I don't like people doubting me. Why are you doubting that I can do what I said I'm gonna do? If I said I'm gonna do it, then I'm gonna do it. So I was trying really hard because people doubted that I would make it that far. So I put myself through severe pain to prove a point to other people. Ronald started feeding me powdered donuts while I was in severe pain. So I would have a contraction, I'd be ooh, whatever, screaming, and then he would come over and pop the fucking powdered donut in my mouth, and I would chew. And for those 30 seconds of me chewing, life just felt better, because powdered donuts just make a bitch feel better about life. So yeah, I go ahead and I get the epidural, because I'm I proved my point already, so let me just go ahead and get this epidural, because I cannot. After I got the epidural, the nurse was like, oh, maybe 5 more contractions until it kicks in. And I was 5 more contractions? This shit's supposed to kick in automatically. You're supposed to put this thing in my back, and I'm supposed to just be yes. I feel great. But that's not what it was. They told me that if I didn't get the epidural, they would have to give me Pitocin. And I was like, I'm not getting Pitocin. Oh, I'm not getting Pitocin. I heard a lot of horror stories about Pitocin, so I said, a bitch is not getting Pitocin. So that's another reason why I also got the epidural, because I did not want Pitocin. Finally, it is time to push my love out and be done with this pain. The pushing part was actually the fastest and the least painful part. So my whole labor was over 24 hours, and my pushing was 5 minutes. First, the nurse said that we were going to do some practice pushing, but practice pushing turned into real pushing real quick because I started practicing. Why can't I fucking say this word? Like, why? It's the most simplest word, practice. Like, practice pushing, practice. Like, let me just say it a few more times just so I can practice pushing. And so he was like, oh, I'm gonna get your doctor because like I can see the top of his head. So he really delivered, like, you know, the top of my baby head. My doctor came in after that, and he, like, I did a few pushes, and I didn't even care who saw my vagina. Like, you're gonna say, if you're pregnant right now, you're gonna say, like, oh, I don't want this person or this person down there looking at my vagina. No, when you get into labor, you're not gonna care who is down there staring at that kitty cat. Like, you are just gonna want to be not in pain anymore, or you're just gonna want to see your baby. You're just gonna want for this whole situation to be done. So my legs was just spread wide the fuck open because I did not care who saw it. Everybody saw it. I did all the pushing. It was really quick, and my little baby was born, and he was 7 pounds 4 ounces and just so perfect, 20 inches long. And he came out and his eyes were wide the fuck open, like just staring, like, yep, I'm here. So that is my labor and delivery story. I was kind of rushing a little bit because I got a doctor's appointment to go to, but I think I really hit the gist of everything. And your girl is a mom now, and I'm actually really hyped about it. I cannot wait to raise like such a good person. And people always question me on the way that my personality is because obviously I swear a lot. I'm a very like, hey bitches, like what the fuck are we doing up in here, you know, type of person. And people always question like, so what are you gonna do now that you're a mom? Like, how are you gonna manage that side to your mom side? Let me just say that I don't really give a fuck about that. My focus in this world is to just raise a good person, a good, respectful man. That's all I want to raise. And as long as he is not a shitty human being on earth, as long as he does not judge people, as long as he is not a fucking murderer, a rapist, as long as he goes to school and gets his education, then I don't really give a fuck about nothing else. So that's what it is. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out.